Before the BAR would terrify Germans again in the next World War, it would play a role in some of the darkest events of the interwar years, and these had nothing to do with military service. When World War I ended, those 52,000 M1918 BARs sat in military depots and National Guard armories across America. Guard facilities had part-time staff and weaker security, which made them easy targets. And during Prohibition's most violent years, America's most notorious criminals took full advantage. Clyde Barrow made the BAR his signature weapon. He preferred it over the Thompson submachine gun because the .30-06 cartridge could punch through the thick steel doors and fenders of 1930s automobiles, something the Thompson's .45 ACP couldn't do reliably, which came in handy for firefights with police hiding behind their cars. On July 7, 1933, Clyde and Buck Barrow broke into a National Guard armory in Enid, Oklahoma, stealing 5 BARs, 46 Colt .45 pistols, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. Clyde modified his stolen weapons by cutting down the barrel and gas tube, chopping the stock just behind the pistol grip, and welding 3 20-round magazines together to give himself 60 rounds before reloading. He was basically building crude versions of what Colt would later sell as the Monitor. The Barrow Gang's firepower was devastating against law enforcement armed with revolvers and shotguns. At a 1933 shootout in Joplin, Missouri, Bonnie Parker laid down covering fire with a BAR, while the gang killed 2 lawmen. One highway patrol sergeant recalled that the little red-headed woman filled his face with splinters on the other side of that tree with one of those guns. When Bonnie and Clyde were finally ambushed in May 1934, their car held 3 full-auto BARs and 100 loaded 20-round magazines. This violence led directly to the National Firearms Act of 1934, which slapped a $200 tax on machine guns.